Greetings, I'm Barb.
I'm Trielf.
Welcome to number 10 in our 13 Days of Christmas podcast series produced by the Sointuligan. Today, we shared a moment with Eugene as he explained some of the seedier sides of being a deckhand. Thank you for listening, and if you can afford, please check out patreon.com/thesointuligan. This piece has been censored. Not for language, but to protect the innocent.
So anyways, one morning, and we went out and it was torrential. Fuck, I woke up and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell's going on here? Because that's not my normal time, and it's 3 a.m. or whatever. And so I go into the head quickly there because it's just pouring rain, so I'm not going to sit outside on a bucket, that's for sure. So I go in the shop vac, that little shop vac that's in there, it's upside down. It's in the head, in the toilet bowl, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I've got to move these hoses, and I got to go. And there's all this fucking weird, like, oil, like, just weird water in the bowl that, like, I had enough time, like, well, I got to get rid of that. And so I go to start pumping, and the fucking lever's like, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And I just left it. I went outside, I grabbed a bucket, and went back inside and shit by the galley stove in the middle of the night. It was great. So I tell myself, I'm like, fuck, I should tell you all that. So I forgot, obviously, and we fished that whole day. And now the next night, because usually he's in his float house for the first 2 nights. So now we're in Genesee Bay, and I'm up earlier than actually I went and saw, had coffee on at the Shake Block camp. So I ran over to got a cup of coffee because I'm not going to start jingling coffee. And I go and call at the office because there's a landline. And, it's playing just quiet. And, so I was on the phone for 34 minutes. So I go, I see he's on the boat. And, I seen him go to the camp. So I went into the Shake Block camp, and right away when I walked in, he just turns around, he's glaring at me. What did you do to the head? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, no, it was fucked from you're the last one to use it. You fucked it right up, man. I just get a cup of coffee. I'm like, I'm not even gonna deal with this. I get back to the boat, and when I walked into the galley, I'm like, it smells like shit in here. I'm like, oh no. That's why he's upset. And I just fucking peeked out. I'm like, oh no. He didn't even try to flush that weird oily stuff out first, so he took a giant shit, his morning shit, in the head, and it not going anywhere. So he was pissed. But I didn't break that fucking head, and I've been warning him about it the whole time. So he's grumpy, eh? And I'm like trying to figure it out, like the breakfast. I made this wicked breakfast sandwich, and he like comes, opens it up, goes up and sits and eats it all, of course. And now I'm like, what the fuck? Because I'm still kind of confused. I'm like, well, I know I didn't break it. It was fucked already. He should know that if he's been using it. And we get into Embley Lagoon, just this tiny little lagoon, and he's not throwing the bait cups right. We're like third trap in, and I'm like, look, are you upset down there? And fucking next thing you know, we had it out. Just a huge screaming match, 9:15 in the morning in this little lagoon. All the fucking wildlife fucked right off. And I'm shaking mad. I'm like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm sick and tired. I said, like getting blamed for things, like fuck, man. Like it was. I've been warning you that thing's going for so long. So anyways, it was just a 4-string. So he goes in. I'm outside. I'm just shaking at him. Fuck, how am I gonna do this? Because I even told him, I said, you keep this up, I'm gonna go fucking lay down on the bunk, and that's it. You take me home. What are you gonna do there? I'm like, nothing. That's what I'm gonna do in there, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do in there. So we set the gear, and this is way, of course. So I get back in, and I'm I don't know what's gonna happen because I'm cold now. I gotta dry my gloves. We're just gun the trap set. I walk back into the galley, and he goes, well, just quit bringing it up then. That's what he says to me, and I'm like, okay. He's like, and we had a great trip after that. The next 4 days, so.